just difference from year one to year two was just the extended amount of time I had just to lock in on a position I was going to be playing. Obviously last year, coming out the draft, not knowing whether I was going to be playing left or right or whether I was going to play guard even, during that whole training process, to now just spending all my moments, whether it's OTAs or my free time during like the summer, like on my own, whether I'm training here, whether I'm training in California or something, just everything I do in the weight room, field recoveries, just getting my body prepared to play at the highest level at just for this upcoming season, so that's a positive. Obviously, you know what I mean, I know where I'm going to be at, and I've had a lot of months at it, so I'm excited. I think that the mindset for me has been that when I win a one-on-one, the ball goes down the field. You know what I mean? And I think that's what I'm most excited about, just being a left tackle, is that especially with the protections that are a little bit longer plays where the left tackle tends to be a one-on-one, or the plays I tend to love the most, because kind of like halfway through the play, if you're locking him up and you just know that he can't go anywhere, you start to smile a little bit, you're like, oh dude, ball's gone. You know what I mean? Like, ball's gone and it's gonna be a touchdown, it's gonna be a huge gain. So I think for me, that's kind of the mindset you kind of have to have at the left tackle spot, is that as soon as I win, like, my rep, we're going down the field. So that's just the mindset I have in terms of how well I have to prepare.
How did you hone that mindset, and were there people that helped you get there?
Honestly, I would say that mindset kind of came from college. Again, obviously I played with a lot of great guys in college. I'm glad we have one of those guys here. You know what I mean? To throw the ball to as well, just because, again, it's one of those things like with CJ, you just, again, a left tackle, my mindset was just, let CJ just do his thing, and that's my thing. I want Kyler to be able to do his thing. Don't worry about whoever's over here. Just do your thing. That's why you're here. And just throw it to Marvin, and and we'll be good. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm excited about. And I think all that starts because of what we do on the line. So, and I think just not just myself, but the entire room takes pride in, hey, like, when we do our job up front, that's how everything else goes. So let these guys we have with the ball in their hands do all that magic. We just gotta just do our job, just continue to win your one-on-one, Yeah, I mean, again, I feel like just from, just as a young guy in the game, I of course I like to watch the greats of the game. I like to watch guys like Whitworth, of course, Willie Anderson, he played on the right side, but again, I think continuing to watch the greats that played the game and just continue to dominate for those guys, for me to be able to talk to them again, to be able to learn from their story and their journey and how they developed. Of course, I understand I want my game to be able to be like theirs in a way to where it's talked about in a way of like, that's a guy you need to watch just to watch with, the fight that he played with, the finish that he played with, the technique he played with, because those guys played almost 20 years, you know what I mean? So, and again, I think that's something when you watch the guys, the legendary guys come before, yeah, they're strong, they're tough guys, but, I don't know, but when you're like 36, 37 years old, you're probably not as strong as you used to, but that technique and just the skill set, that's something that I admire. We've been competing in the weight room since day one in terms of just like what we consider like athletic competitions. So like even in the weight room, at the very end of the week, when we're done lifting, I'll talk to Evan and I'll be like, now you're standing, we'll just do some sort of competition, whether it's grip or whether it's jump or whether it's pull-ups or something. And I don't let them leave until I beat them in at least 2 days. Like, so if we do a jump thing, and like I've always thought I was the best kind of at the most height when I jumped out of O-line. I could dominate anybody in that, but he beat me in that. Surprising. So I was like, all right, now we're hopping on the bike. And then we did this bike thing, I beat him on the bike. All right, now we're doing pull-ups. So I beat him on a pull-ups, okay, now we can leave. You know what I mean? But like, we just have that and we're just always just competing. And then again, obviously, he wasn't on the team with us last year, but I think what he brings to the table with being a vet is that he's like a plug-and-play guy. He knows, he's been in those scenarios before. He's played with guys like Panay when he was with Detroit. So obviously just being able to talk to him and how this is how it was when I was setting with Panay. This is how it was when I was setting with Seahawks. These are the different things that I can do that mirror some things like in your game, how you set. And I'll talk to him about what I like to do in certain scenarios and how his set can sort of match that. Does that make sense? So I think he adds a lot.